Hi, and welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and today we're going to be looking at the 1 to 4 player game. We're going to be looking at the 1 to 5 player game, Lewis and Clark, designed by Cedric Jabousset and Vincent Dutrait, and published by Asmodee Games, which are also the sponsors of this video. So, why don't you join me at the table, and I will show you what this game is all about. A boot. In Lewis and Clark, players are going to compete against each other to get from one point to another point during the game, because Lewis and Clark is a racing game. Players are going to start the game at St. Louis, which is the starting point, and the first player to reach Fort Gladstop along with his camp will be the winner of the game. So, why don't you join me at the table and I will show you how to play. To set up, first lay the board in the middle of the table, obviously. Then, shuffle these journey cards like so, any way you want. Have a few cards drop off, it's perfectly fine. And then set them up right here on the journey stack. 1, 2, 3, etc. And then just create a stack next to it. After that, you're going to take a couple of animals that roamed America. Why? Well, for thematic reasons, mainly. But don't worry, we're going to play them along during the game. After that, you will have to place Native Americans that will keep guard on those cards. Next, shuffle the sign language cards and place out 6 cards near the game board like so. These cards will help you communicate with the Native Americans during the game. Players should also get to their player mats 3 doubloons, 3 gunpowder, and 3... Oops, sorry, wrong game. Spread out these 3 cute bunnies anywhere you want on the game board. The first player is the one who watched Dances with Wolves last and actually liked the movie. And now you're ready to start playing. On a player's turn, he can do one out of 2 things. 1, he can start swimming up the river by using one of his journal cards. 2, he can play one of his Native Americans and put it anywhere he wants on the board that will provide him some help to, again, swim up the river. But as a swimmer, you'll have to be careful because, and before the extension, there used to be sharks in the Mississippi River. And if a shark eats you, well, that's it for you. That's it, you're out of the game. Keep in mind that during the game, it will take a player quite a long time to swim up the river until he reaches the mountain range. So, if he wants, he can always try to upgrade to a ship. And you do that if you have a canoe, a horse, equipment, wood, food, fur, another wood, another equipment, another fur, and 1 white bunny. Because let's face it, it's much easier to get up the river by a ship instead of swimming. Keep in mind that if a player was able to upgrade to a ship, a whale will still try to swim up to it and wreck it. However, a player can always throw a ship overboard in order to save himself from the feasting whales, which are the killer whales. And once you do that, well, you're pretty much covered for the rest of the turn. As the game progresses, a player will be able to move his ship until he reaches the first mountain range. And then you might be wondering, well, what do? Do I just jump off the ship? Absolutely not. You'll be able to use some fairy dust. Simply sprinkle some fairy dust on your ship and voila! Now you're able to fly your ship all over the mountain range until you reach the first river section. And once you reach the second mountain range, do it again until you complete all the mountain ranges, and then you'll be able to win the game. And so after a couple of turns, the first player to reach Fort Gladstop and reach beyond it with his ship or with his bunny will win the game. And that's how you play Lewis and Clark. Obviously this game has a bit of a learning curve. with all the ships and the bunnies and the sign language cards and what have you, but once you get past that point, the game is relatively easy to learn how to play. So, if you have any questions or concerns about what you've seen so far or how to play, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll gladly answer them once I have a chance. Now, alright. You'll also find forums of discussion, pictures, videos, comments, trolls on BoardGameGeek, which I'll put a link to that in the description below. And if you like what you have seen, please consider giving it a like, a subscribe, and clicking that bell icon so you'll get notified anytime we post a new video. But until next time, thanks for watching.